Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Samuel and the channel is Analyze with Sam. I want to thank all of you, my viewers and my subscribers in a special way. And in a special way too, I want to thank you that is being me for the first time today. Please, after watching, just help me. Do me a favor, subscribe to my channel to help my channel grow. Click also the notification bell so that whenever I come up with new informations as regards to news, information, and the stories, you will be among the first to be notified. Thank you so much as you do so. In one of my recent videos, I talked about a TFR, that is a Trattamento Fine Rapporto di Lavoro, as it is called in Italy. In that video, I told you guys that you have the right to ask for part of your TFR even while you are still working with the company. One of the requirements to meet is that you must work with a company for at least 8 years before you can meet them to request for part of that TFR. If not, they are not going to give you. There are still other requirements. So it might interest you to go back and watch that video so that you hear from me exactly what I said concerning you asking for your TFR in anticipo. But in today's video, guys, I want to talk about those of you who, after working, your employer might decide not to pay you for reasons best known to him. Okay, I want to tell you that there are steps, legal steps and bureaucratic steps to take for you to recover that money which your employer might refuse to pay you after your relationship with him. That is your TFR. So you need to pay attention here so that you will know actually what to do, because this has happened. People have complained of this for many reasons. The employer couldn't pay them. Sometimes they go to court, they go to here and there, and at the end, some of them lost their money because they didn't take the right step. So you need to pay attention to this video so that you know the right step to take. I'm not praying for you to be in that condition where we say after working, your employer won't pay you, they will pay you. But if it happens that you fall for that kind of luck, or you see somebody say something like this won't happen, this person need to take this step so that him or she will recover that money from the employer or from the government, because you equally reserve the right to get this money from IMSS if your employer failed to pay you. So let us look at it gradually, how you are supposed to recover it, either from your employer or from IMSS. Now pay attention. So this is the summary of what we are going to be looking at. One, what to do if the TFR is not paid. And second, the judicial recovery of the TFR. Third, the IMSS guarantee fund for the recovery of a TFR. So let us move immediately. What to do if the TFR is not paid to you. So if your employer failed to pay your TFR, the very first thing to do. And here it says that the severance pay, or the TFR, is due by law to the employee at the time of termination of the employment relationship, regardless of the reasons that caused it, whether it be for dismissal, resignation, or reaching retirement age. It must be set aside monthly by the employer in such a way to create adequate compensation when the employment relationship is terminated. So this money, I'm going to say your employer, they keep every month for you. Most of you where they work now by this time. If you know they work, know I'm now. Your employer, it's your padrone, but they keep this money for you every month as you the work. Okay, so that by the time when you say you want to finish your work, it go pay you. And this money then talk say, as far as say your relationship with the company don't end, okay, then go pay you this money. Whether then sack you, whether now you go by yourself, or whether you want to go pension, or then go pay you your TFR. That is what it said here. Okay, so let us go on. It says that it may happen, however, that the employer refuses to pay the TFR, or that he is unable to pay the treatment because he has not set aside the sum due. In this case, there are specific guarantees provided by law to the workers, which allow the TFR sum to be recovered in a completely legitimate manner. Here is what you can do. So you need to listen here now to know exactly what to do, because then talk say the man or the woman where we say they work with, if he no pay you for reasons best known to him, because say he no set aside the money, maybe the money they enter, they chop him, because the money he must set aside this money. As far as say on they work, and he no declare bankruptcy, no declare say the company they fall. That means say money they enter. Any money where they enter, the one where they go pay you, then go collect and collect their own pension go still there, their own TFR go still there, your own supposed to there. So where your own they go, because not even the company they calculate the whole thing by themselves, except now all the small company. Then get people where we say, then they calculate their money for them. So now those people go still inform them, say, look, your company they sink you, make you know what you go do, whether you go declare bankruptcy or you go do this one. But as far as those people no say anything, and later he no give you this money, something they wrong somewhere, and government must dig to find out why he no pay you this money. So no fear, just the lesson they go. Now let us look at the judicial recovery of the TFR. In this case here, one of the main strategies to adopt in a case of non-payment of the TFR consists in sending a formal letter to your employer. You go write them letter, tell and say why he never want pay you this money. Through this letter, the worker forwards a request for clarification, investigating what the real intention of the employers are. Okay, if at this point the employer decides not to pay anyway, or even does not acknowledge the formal notice, it will be appropriate to contact a legal representative to receive assistance and possibly start a legal action for debt collection. So when you don't write this letter to your employer and they don't respond to you, or you do, let's say, not even receive anything, at this point, you don't do everything what you're supposed to do. Because as you write them for email, or you write them, do your, what is it called? Just make sure that retributor the return of full lamb, so that you then go submit the letter, give them, then go still inform you, say they don't give them this letter. At this point, if you don't respond, then you can meet a legal advisor where we say he go follow the case up. So at this point, let us look at what the legal advisor is going to do for you in order to recover this money. For example, you can request an injunction whereby the labor judge will issue a provisional enforceable payment order within a couple of weeks. In this order, the judge will order the employer to pay the amount owed to the employee as severance pay, plus the legal cost incurred by the employee to obtain the payment order. That is, the judge will tell and say must pay you, and as well pay the money. We say you don't pay your lawyer where they fight this case for you. At this point, if the employer fails to appeal, the judge's order is equivalent to a judge and allows the enforcement phase to begin. For example, by freezing the employer's bank account or seizing company's assets. So at this point, if your employer refuses to pay the TFR, enforcement orders follows. Now this time the judge will authorize the seizure of his assets, every property we can get, then go seize them, the bank account of the company and of him, then go seize everything to make sure say then recover this money from him to pay you or to pay all of now. We say on a day the same company. It says here also that in addition, if the conditions are met, it is possible to file a bankruptcy petition against the employer company, obviously. However, bankruptcy can be harmful for both the employer and the employee, even if for the latter, there are some special protections. So, then file for bankruptcy, they affect everybody, because that time, maybe they're not going to pay on well, or then go say, okay, then go waste time. But even at that, you still get right to get your TFL, because now aims go come into play. That is the third one that we are going to be looking at. The first is your attempt to get this money from this man by writing a letter he refuses. Then the second is the judges intervening. As they intervene, they no still get this money. Now they tell you, say, all hope is not lost. You can still get your money. So this time around, you go follow aims to get this money. So let us look at what the aims guarantee fund for the recovery of the TFR say. It said here that in the event of bankruptcy of the employer company, the worker has some options available to protect himself. For example, if he has filed for bankruptcy, that is, if he has filed an application in the bankruptcy proceedings to obtain payment of his credit, the worker can contact AIMS directly to receive the unpaid liquidity. So when this bankruptcy case they go, you too go file application through your lawyer. Obviously, they know how to do it. Not waiting, I'm going to explain to you how you can do, but your lawyer go do them, because already somebody don't they follow you legally. Remember, you are tempted to get it on your own, but you couldn't. Now somebody to follow you. So now your lawyer go do this one for you, but he must do it on time. So your lawyer go find this, file this application to get this money for you. It says that this is thanks to the existence of the so-called guarantee fund, which allows employees to obtain from AIMS, okay, severance pay and the last 3 months unpaid salary from your company. Because when this bankruptcy issue will start, you remember I told you earlier that those people say they calculate money from them. That is a commercialist. They know when they go initiate this action with the company, because already now that they calculate, they know when company they fall. So as they initiate them, normally company know they pay at that time. So we know that don't file for application to get on the money from AIMS. AIMS go pay una this severance pay, which is a TFL, and also 3 months back that your company didn't pay you, these people go pay this whole money for you. So the whole thing will be say, I want to tell you for this particular information here, be say, You, when you work, you have your TFL. It's your right. You reserve the right to receive it even in unteachable, as I've said earlier in my previous video. And today I'm telling you that even if your company declares bankruptcy or your employer fails to pay you for whatever reasons known to him, you can still get your money. If you follow the legal and bureaucratic steps well, your company will pay you, or IMSS will pay you your TFL. So the TFL is not lost. Thank you for listening. Those of you who are working, continue working, because there is something reserved for you at the end of the day to get as TFL. If you are not working today, think of working, because when you go on pension, you are going to receive something as someone who worked. This is part of the money that you are going to be getting as someone who worked. If you are not working and you refuse not to work, then when your mates will be smiling because they have things in their pocket at their old age, you might be there relaxing, not having anything. So think twice. Work or no work, it's up to you. May God bless you as you have listened to me. Thank you so much. Bye.